No, the worst trade in the history of the NFL, Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah,
that's not what you said the other day, but I agree. By the way, who was one on record 2 years ago when he first got traded, and we said who's the quarterback that we got to watch, that all eyes are going to be on.
Who?
That was me stating Deshaun Watson. He's going to make or break ownership.
And what happened? What happened?
And he hasn't even played a season. He played one season collectively in his 2 years.
12 games. 12 out of 26.
12 out of 26 games, and he hasn't been good except for that last quarter of last week.
Yeah.
He hasn't been him. He hasn't been the guy that I know from the Texans. The
question is that the worst trade in the history of the NFL?
Yes, I think
really?
So. Yes.
You don't remember the Herschel Walker one with five players?
I was going to say that one. Yeah, I was going to say that one.
Time out, but let me make my argument and you make yours. There's a big difference between I don't know if that was a bad trade. It was a bad trade. It was a trade that built Dallas to give them what they had.
And what happened to Minnesota?
Hold on a second. But Minnesota, hold on a second. But Minnesota didn't get so like this trade for Deshaun Watson, paying him $256 million guaranteed.
And that's all people can really say is the money. That's what bothers people.
But that's going to affect the team. The team has never been good ever. Nope. It's going to affect them for a year. You do that trade because you're going to be in the Super Bowl in 2 to 3 years. You don't do that trade to affect your salary cap. That team is done for the next several years.
Hey, was he considered a superstar before all of this happened? Before this guy?
Yes.
That's why you pay that guy that type of
money. But time out. You do, but he came with baggage. Like I know Lamar Jackson deserved it more than he did.
Yep.
Okay. I would have given it more to Lamar Jackson, and even I'm still concerned of giving anybody that kind of money up front. The one I think gets it the most up front is Patrick Mahomes. But Deshaun Watson was hurt coming in already. Yeah. They knew it. 2, he had so many of those allegations going in. That's why they only paid him $1 million the first year. Eric,
prior to hearing about the incidents, what did you hear about Deshaun Watson before that? Before
he was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks.
He was a great talent.
Yeah,
he was one of my favorite quarterbacks.
He wanted to leave. They had to leak something out.
But I wouldn't have paid him a better deal than I paid Patrick Mahomes. And they paid him. He had the best deal in the NFL when he made the deal, and that was post Patrick Mahomes' deal.
Yeah,
you're talking about when he's with.
You cannot
Texas,
tell me. No, when he traded him to Cleveland,
I'm saying what I'm saying is prior to him getting into all of that, that situation, and him wanting to leave.
Yes,
when he wanted to leave because of whatever contract dispute that they had, there was nothing to talk about. Soon as he wanted to leave, that's when all of this came out. Yeah, and when it came out, everybody looked at him differently. Prior to that, he was a superstar.
I didn't look at him differently.
He had no issues whatsoever.
No, but I'm just saying. For me, I always try to.
That we know.
I keep all the stuff off the field, on the field. I'm just saying I kept it separate. I'm just saying to you that my reason of why he was the quarterback you had to watch, hence why it's the worst trade, is because he's gonna either now force all these other teams to do stuff like that, or he's gonna now the other owners, he just affected contracts for future quarterbacks.
Yeah, but does that make it a bad? So that's a bad trade then for Cleveland. Is that? Do we agree on that? That was a bad trade.
I think that was the worst trade in history. I don't think
quarterback for the Raiders had the worst contract.
Herschel they got picks for, and then they made just crazy.
They traded 5 players and 8 picks for one guy because Minnesota thought they was one step away from.
Yeah, but what you're missing is what happened in the war room. That was the longest draft in history.
Yeah, it was long. Yeah, because they kept moving around on the draft.
Right, and they ended up with 31 picks. So with the trade itself was only 8. But what happened was Jimmy Johnson. There was a show on it. Jimmy Johnson was saying that.
How many Super Bowls did the Cowboys win because of that trade?
3.
Okay.
3. Yeah.
How many did Minnesota win because of that trade?
No.
No, I rest my case.
How many? You can rest all you want. It's still not the worst trade. Worst trade is Lamar. Is Deshaun Watson.
But you're talking about money. That's money. I'm talking about
how much did the quarterback get paid for the Raiders?
Who?
Not trade. Got drafted.
But Derek Carr.
Oh, no. You're talking about Ronnenberg.
Real big guy from Louisiana.
Jamarcus
LSU.
Oh,
he changed everything. He had the worst contract, not in the trade, but he had the worst contract, and they fixed everybody.
Sam Bradford is the reason why they changed the way they do contracts.
Made the club in the
he got $102 million as a rookie coming in the door, and that's why they decided to come with the all right. Well, the first pick gets this, second pick, and that's how they changed it with him years ago.
How was Minnesota before Herschel Walker?
Nothing. They never won a Super Bowl.
Okay, so then the trade didn't affect it. They still stunk with him.
I said that they didn't win a Super Bowl, but Dallas won 3.
Yeah,
but that is one.
So that was a great trade.
For Dallas, not the worst trade. Yeah, it was a great trade for them, but it wasn't for Minnesota.
Okay, so then
Minnesota thought they were one pair away.
So then you could say the same argument for Texans. It was a great trade for the Texans and not a great trade for Cleveland.
Listen, I'm not trying to move this along, but y'all made a great trade with this kid named Dobbs. I don't know where y'all found this kid at, but that quarterback, nice.
And guess who gave him up? Who gave him up? Who just got hurt? 15 people. They cut him.
Wait a minute.
Who was Dobbs with?
Cardinals.
Right. They gave him up. They gave him. I'm happy, and I picked the Vikings again this week. You picked them twice.
Wait a minute. This one's for Eric. What about when the Eagles traded Wentz to the Colts for a first round pick?
Yeah, we got Jalen.
Yep, it was a good trade.
Not Jalen, but whatever first pick, because that's the year they had 2 picks, I think.
Yeah, we got Jalen.
Yeah, they traded Wentz there, robbed the.
Who's Wentz playing for now? Did someone just pick up Carson Wentz?
Yeah, I forgot.
Rams.
Rams. Yeah. The Rams?
Yeah. Isn't Stetson Ben?
Nah, he hurt. He hurt.
Oh my God. Okay.
Or hurt John's feelings, the Russell Wilson trade. Them trading for him.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm happy to see for John that the Broncos won. They did well. Maybe something's happening. I like Russell Wilson. Sean Payton, I still think he needs to prove his stripes, but man, I didn't realize making $100 million as a coach is pretty impressive.
One thing, go back to Deshaun Watson. It's what I've been saying the last 2 years, guys. Cleveland is going to be Cleveland. That's all I got to say.
Right, and they're going to be worse than Cleveland now because that cap is crushed.
Talking about the Belichick era.
We're talking about going that team is now the Ravens.
Yeah, the Cleveland's always been Cleveland, but I'm just saying it's just now. He's gone. He's got what 3 more seasons, and they got to pay him out $80 million a year or something.
Watson.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk every Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on the Sportscast.